Good morning. Good morning. How everybody doing? Happy Sunday. It's your boy Girtus, one half of the Dizzy Gillespies. Hope everybody doing well. Hope y'all had an amazing week. It's a beautiful Sunday. The sun is shining, and God has allowed us to wake up and try again another day. Yes, I say try because every day is not perfect. Every day is a struggle. And whatever happened yesterday was yesterday. Today is a new day, new beginning, new experience, and new chances to make better choices. Even me. So with that being said, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Please keep liking, following, sharing, and supporting me and my wife. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the follows. You know, we on all platforms. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to keep bringing y'all some good stuff, you know. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about God and, you know, just life in general. So we appreciate y'all. So today I am coming to you to talk about grief and loss, you know, because I know at times it's hard for us because we deal with so much on a regular basis. And then when you have to deal with grief and loss, you know, like me, especially because last year I lost my mom, my sister, my brother in 1 year. You know, it was a lot. So I'm definitely battling with that. And some days are better than others, you know. So I just send love out to all of y'all who lost someone, whether it was your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, whoever you lost and battling with on a daily basis. I send love to you because it is hard. It'll get easier, but sometimes when it get easier, it start back getting harder, you know, so that's something I'm definitely dealing with. You know, 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm sad, 1 minute I just want to stand in the corner like I'm in timeout, you know. So it is a continuous battle, but you know, God is God, you know, and God is always here. So I want to talk about Bible verses about grief and loss. You know, comforting Bible verses for grief and loss include Psalms 34:18, Revelation 21:4, Matthew 5:4. And these scriptures emphasizes God's presence, promises of future restoration, and offer peace. So we're going to go through and read each Bible verse and just, you know, take in how God is God and how he's here. So, Psalms 34. Psalms 34, verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. The righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to the rescue each time. For the Lord protects the bones of the righteous, not one of them is broken. So that's verse 18 through 20. And then my amazing wife orders us these Bibles, which, you know, it gives you a Bible verse, but it also breaks it down for you. So we're going to go break down those verses. All right. So breaking those verses down. Y'all bear with me. I just woke up, man. I prayed first, though, but I'm just blessed to be up, man. God is good. So the breakdown. We often wish we could escape troubles, the pain of grief, loss, sorrow, and failure, or even the small daily frustrations that constantly wear us down. God promises to be close to the brokenhearted, to be our source of power, courage, and wisdom, helping us through our problems Sometimes he chooses to deliver us from those problems when trouble strikes. Don't get frustrated with God. Instead, admit that you need his help and thank him for being by your side. This is considered a prophecy about Jesus when he was crucified. Although it was the Roman custom to break the legs of victims to speed death, not one of Jesus' bones was broken. In addition to the prophetic meaning, there was an immediate meaning for David. He was pleading for God's protection in times of crisis. Like, just know God is God. You know, no matter what you're going through, God is here. God is by your side. God will get you through. All you have to do is just read this book, just pray, and just know God is here. You know, you don't get mad at God. Don't curse God. You know, we get frustrated at times like, God, why? But God, why me? Why this had to happen? Why not you? Why shouldn't it happen? You know, what we go through, a lot of people go through, you know. So we're not alone, but we can get the help that we need, whether it's talking to your spouse, talking to your significant other, going to therapy. But the main source, all those are good, but the main source is this book and that man upstairs. You feel me? All right, so Revelations 21 and 14. 21 and 4. Revelations. All right. He will wipe every tear from your eyes, and there will be no more death or sorrow, or crying or pain. All these things are gone forever. And the one sitting on the throne said, Look, I am making everything new. And then he said to me, Write this down, for what I tell you is trustworthy and true. And he also said, It is finished. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To all who are thirsty, I will give freely from the springs of water of life. All who are victorious will inherit all these blessings, and I will be their God, and they will be my children. God is good, man. Was it 21 and 4? Well, I read 21, 4 through 7. All right, so we're going to go down to the breakdown. All right. Have you ever wondered what eternity will be like? The holy city, the New Jerusalem, will be the place where God will wipe every tear from their eyes forevermore. There will be no death, sorrow, crying, or pain. What a wonderful truth. No matter what you're going through now, it's not the last word. God has written the final chapter, and it's about true fulfillment and eternal joy for those who love him. We do not know as much as we would like, but we know enough to believe that eternity with God will be more wonderful than we could ever imagine. God was the creator in the beginning. Everything was new then. The Bible begins with the majestic story of his creation of the universe, and it concludes with his creation of a new heaven and a new earth. This brings us bright hope and tremendous encouragement. When we are with God, with our sins forgiven and our future secure, we will be like Christ. We will be made perfect like him. We'll have new bodies, new hearts, and a fresh desire for worship. And we will be with millions of brothers and sisters we have not yet met. By faith, we look forward to living forever with God in this glorious place he has created. Just as God finished the work of creation and Jesus finished the work of redemption, the Trinity will finish the entire plan of salvation by inviting the redeemed into a new creation. For more on the water of life, see the note on 221. God has prepared a place for us that is filled with milk and honey. He prepared a place for us where we can live with him forever. Like, He would not leave or forsake us. God is God. And when you get into this word and really understand it and really take it in, man, we're going to have new bodies, new hearts. We're going to be with millions of brothers and sisters. And that, he is our Father. Okay, Matthew 5. Oh, hold on, y'all bear with me. Okay, Matthew 5. Okay, Matthew 5 and verse 4. God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. God blesses those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. God blesses those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called the children of God. God blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. Listen, it's okay to mourn. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell, scream. It's okay to have all those feelings inside you. God's going to comfort you. You will have comfort. He right there. He's right there. You don't have to feel like you going through it alone. God got you. It's okay to go through the emotions. What it say? What it say? God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Mourn. Let it out. I had to. My wife had to be like, listen, you gotta sit in it. And that's the thing, like we go through stuff and we find distractions. We find ways to rear away from our emotions. You know, I'm guilty. Like when death happened, I'm working. I'm not giving my time. I'm not even about to let my mind think about nothing. I'm getting it. You know, I'm going to work every day. I'm going to tire myself out, so I can't think. You know, but eventually I'm going to burn myself out. So I really had to sit in. My wife like, listen, you got to take your day. So I took a day because I listened to my wife for the most part. I'm chatting. No, but I took a day and really sat in it and came with a realization like, they're gone. You know, and I did cry and I did get emotional because you gotta let the emotions run its course. You can't just suppress it, because you suppressing your emotion is gonna just fester. You know what they say, you gotta let it out. Cry. I was thinking about something. I can't think of it right now. It's a phrase people used to say. But let it out, man. Just like really sit in it. Like sit in it and accept the fact that they gone. Remember the memories. Remember the good times. Remember the laughs. Remember all the positive memories that y'all have together. All the arguing, all the fighting, all the negative stuff is not worth thinking about. You know, remember they smile. Remember they laugh. Remember the conversation y'all had when y'all cut up together. You know, just remember that, and just live in a moment where you let it out. Cry, and just give it to God. All right. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna go to the breakdown because I talk all day, man. All right, so that was verse 4. So we're gonna go to the breakdown. All right. Jesus began his sermon with words that seemed to contradict each other, but God's way of living usually contradicts the world. Jesus' life certainly contradicted the status quo and normal way of living. In the first century, if you want to live for God, you must be ready to say and do what seems strange to the world. What other people may not understand or accept, you must be willing to give. When others take to love, when others hate, to help with others' abuse, by setting aside your own rights in order to serve others, you will one day receive everything God is in store for you. Jesus, Jesus said to be happy when you're persecuted for our faith. Persecution can be good because it takes our eyes off earthly rewards. Strip away superficial belief, strengthens our faith if we endure, and serves as an example to others who follow as they see the way we live. While going through it, we can be comforted knowing that God's greatest prophets were persecuted, including Elijah, Jeremiah, and Daniel. The fact that Christians in many times and places around the world have been persecuted is evidence of faithfulness. Faithless people will be unnoticed in the future. God will reward the faithful by receiving them into his eternal kingdom where no one will face persecution. Oh, man. These verses can offer comfort, reminding those grieving that they are not alone and that there is hope beyond the current suffering. Like I always say, your current situation is not your final destination. You know, better days are coming. A lot of times we can't see the better days. You know, a lot of times we can't see where this is going. But God created a plan for us. God knows better than we know ourselves, you know. God knows everything about us. So whatever you're going through, the good, the bad, the ugly, the tornado, the tsunami, God is right there in the midst. Like, all you got to do is just pray. Go to God. He's there. He's there. You know, I know sometimes we think because of the life we live or how we used to be or, you know, we can't go to God, but God is always there with open arms. All you got to do is walk to him. You know, he's going to make a way out of no way. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, this was a little difficult for me because I was able to keep my emotions intact because I do get emotional when I speak about grief and loss from what I'm going through. But I love it. I love just being able to talk and express myself and know that God got me. Every day he allows me to wake up is a day that I have to be better than I was yesterday. I have to learn more about him. I have to get closer to him. And the closer I get to him and the more I read, man, it's like a weight's being lifted. You know. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep on liking, following, sharing. We're going to have more scriptures, more midday messages for y'all. You know, and we just want y'all just to tune in, you know. Just tune in, like, comment, share, like, support us. You know, it's free to just share. If you don't like it, share it to somebody else, you know. Like my wife ain't here, but like Joanne's gonna say, we're not for everybody, but we for somebody, you know. So just support, man. You know, we're not asking for no money. We're not asking for, for your kidney. We're not asking you to come let us baptize you. We just asking just support, just to get our message to those who need it, because everybody needs something. A lot of us are dealing with stuff silently because we don't feel like we can talk to anybody or nobody understands where we're coming from. But there are people out here that do understand what you're going through. It's people out here going through the same thing you're going through. So let's just support each other and be there to uplift. We're good at tearing down. As people, we are good at tearing down. Let's start encouraging. Let's start uplifting. Let's start giving positive affirmation, like telling somebody, I love you. You're not soft because you tell somebody you love them. Like, some people need to hear that. I love you, Give me a hug. Just be love. Be everything that God is in the Bible. Love, compassionate, peace, kind, generous. Like, if you're going to walk this walk, you have to give the same traits that God has given. It's going to be hard. You're going to fall. You're not going to be perfect. Only one person is perfect, and he's watching down on us, and he's walking with us, and he's trying to show us a better way than what we're living. So it's okay to fall. You're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. It's all about how you get up. How do you work to change? How do you work to grow and be better? But I love you. I'm out. I'm about to go get ready for work. It's a beautiful Sunday. Please, everybody, if you're going to church, be safe. Go get the word and leave church better than how you came. And don't forget what you learned in church once you leave the ground. If you're going to work, have a good day. Don't work too hard. And if you're off work and you're not going to church and you're going to listen to church, take in the word. But if you're off and you just want to relax and you don't want to do nothing, relax. Enjoy your day. Get some of this sun. But also get in the word. Hey, it's Girtus, the other half of the Dizzy Gillespies. Peace.